We are here at the Kennedy Center. It's a very special occasion this evening. We are here tonight to honor someone who not only made a name for himself, but helped other people make names for themselves and theirselves and theyselves. We're talking, of course, about the Mark Twain Prize recipient this evening, a 33-year television veteran, Mr. David Letterman. That's who we're here to honor tonight. All of the bigwigs are in the house. A lot of Letterman's friends are going to be here tonight, and they are going to come up on the stage in a little bit, and they are going to speak beautifully about this man. Bill Murray's in the building. John Mulaney's in the building. Jimmy Kimmel's in the building. It's a list that goes on and on and on, and we're going to be talking with a lot of those people right here on this red carpet. Now, this whole event is made possible with the people at Capital One. Capital One, big hats off to them. They fund comedy at the Kennedy Center, and that event, Comedy at the Kennedy Center, basically what it does, it elevates comedy as an art form and uses laughter to heal and connect communities. So real big shout out to everybody over at Capital One to help make this night possible. Now, if you all are watching us right now on Facebook Live, you can follow the discussion at hashtag Twain Prize. I knew the hashtag Twain Prize. This is the 20th annual Mark Twain Prize for Comedy, presented by the Kennedy Center and our co-sponsor, Capital One. I'm Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show. I'll be back in a bit with some exclusive interviews from some of the people that will be honoring Mr. David Letterman tonight. With me right now, actor and Emmy winner, Mr. Chris Elliott, and wife Paula. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, pretty good. Really good. Really excited.
Now, talk to me a little bit briefly about what David Letterman meant to you before you met him and after you met him.
I didn't know much about him before I met him, but because I was working when his morning show was on, so I never really saw it. But my dad was a fan of his, and he told me about him, and so I knew when I applied for the job for late night that my dad liked this guy, so he came with some good cred at that point. And afterwards, I don't know, I mean, Dave changed my life. You know, I worked for him for, 35 years on and off, and he really, he gave me my career. He created me. He's my creator. So.
Wow. That is amazing. Now,
okay.
So your comedic process after you parted ways with Letterman and you went on to your own horizons, how much did you take away from that time with Dave, and how much of that influence what you're doing now in your life post Letterman?
I think I took a lot away. I think I was, when I left late night, the first job I did was my own show called Get a Life, and I think I had sort of,
Fox.
Exactly, and I think I took the persona that I had developed at late night with Dave that he allowed me to develop, and then brought that into a sitcom form. And ever since, everything I do is pretty much that same guy. He's just kind of in different clothes.
What do you miss most about those days with Letterman? I'll ask you that one. What do you miss most?
That's a really good question. My wife worked there too, so it's.
We met there. Actually.
Yeah.
So David's bringing people together. How many children?
2.
Dave is creating lives. So Paula, what do you miss most about that time working at Ed Sullivan Theater?
Well, I actually worked at the NBC show, so it was just like a fun family. It was brand new, it was cutting edge. I was one of the first interns, and I got hired out of the internship, so it was just golden, and we were having so much fun, and everybody knew it, and it was just fun to be a part of that.
It was as much fun up in the office as it was down in the studio. Like Dave just, he let me do anything I wanted on TV and pretty much in the office too. I remember once just deciding, it was a hot summer day, and I was a writer at the time, but I was hot, so I just took my shirt off and typed with my shirt off in Rockefeller Center. And I remember going down to the office, Dave's office, and just standing in the doorway and just like saying, "How you doing, Dave?" and letting my stomach sort of hang out. And Dave just basically just ignored me. He was working at his desk and just going, "I'm doing fine, Chris, doing fine." And I was just, all right, keep up the good work, and left. And there was no my wings were not cut there at all. I was allowed to fly as much as I wanted.
Well, I'm sure Dave is happy that you're here. I'm sure you'll get a chance to see him at some point this evening. Thank you all so much for stopping and speaking with me. I'll let you get on inside and enjoy the event. That's Chris Elliott and his wife, Paula. Thank you all so much. So this is what we're going to be doing all night, people, until 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be meeting people here on the red carpet, courtesy of Capital One. Thank you to Capital One, who's also a co-sponsor of the Mark Twain Prize for Comedy here with the Kennedy Center. I'm Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show. I'll be bringing you more exclusive red carpet interviews as soon as we get them. Let's take a look at the red carpet. What's going on out there? Biff, oh my goodness, I have a story about this gentleman right here, Kennedy Center. We are honoring David Letterman and his 33 years on television. Mr. Biff Henderson is walking into the frame. Biff, how you doing, sir?
Good, Robert. How are you, man?
I'm very good, brother. Now, I know you don't remember doing this to me. To me, yes, you did something to me. Now, I want to know if you did this to every comedian that ever came on Letterman's show.
Whatever it was I did, it must have been good because you remember it.
Oh, yeah. So here's what you all don't know. Now, Biff will sometimes be on the show. Sometimes Biff is behind the scenes. Sometimes he's in the street doing all kinds of stuff for the show. And there's a moment as a comedian before Letterman introduces you where the curtain is there and Biff is right there holding the curtain, getting ready to open the curtain. So you walk out in front of millions of people and you said to me before, the microsecond before you open the curtain, you said, "Don't be scared, kid. It's only your career." Roy Wood Jr.
And then I said, you better be funny.
Yeah.
You better be funny.
Let's talk a little bit about your comedian intimidation tactics real quick.
Comedian intimidation tactics. No, I don't intimidate people.
So what does it mean to you? I'll just ask you this and I'll let you get inside and get ready for the event. What does David Letterman mean to comedy?
Oh, please, come on. Everything. I mean, he's being honored here tonight with the Mark Twain Award. It doesn't get any better than that. It seems like a lot of people agree with he's very talented, very good.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much, Biff. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, brother. Have a good time. And come making his way right now into the red carpet. You know him from ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live. How cool was it to have Letterman on your show when you started out watching Letterman?
It was crazy. I mean, I didn't just start out watching Letterman. I had Late Night with David Letterman book covers. I made buttons with his face on them. And
I heard you had a personalized tag on your car.
My license plate on my car said Late Night. I had a Late Night birthday cake. I was a full-blown stalker. And somehow, I don't know how security let me in here, but they're not doing a very good job.
Well, I'm happy you're here. I'm sure Dave is happy you're here.
Thanks. I'm going to stay behind you for the rest of the Facebook Live or whatever.
Okay, that's fine.
Right.
Well, that's what we're here doing right now, people. It's the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. I'm Roy Wood Jr. This is presented by Capital One. We'll be honoring David Letterman later tonight. You can catch that broadcast November 20th on PBS. There will be many people in the building tonight. Jimmy Kimmel, as you can see, Bill Murray, Amy Schumer, Steve Martin. Martin Short is over there somewhere. I'm not scared. You can't intimidate. Yeah, go get him.
Marty! He's far away. You have to keep talking till he comes back.
No, we can toss to the hallway if we want, but you're here. Okay.
Empty hallway.
No, it's the hallway you just left out of. All right, well, let's toss to the hallway. We'll be back with more red carpet exclusives. trying to see right now if we will get the honorable music man who ran all of Letterman's music for years and years, Mr. Paul Shaffer. Yes, he will. We'll give him one question. Your lovely family.
Women in the world. My
Yes,
daughter,
sir.
my daughter Victoria, and my lovely wife Kathy Shaffer.
Hello.
So
So we're actually live.
we are live on Facebook right now. Yes, sir. On the Kennedy Center Facebook page.
I like this. I want to like it right now.
Well, just do this. Yeah, you just liked it. Do that one more. Yeah, you just liked it again. Now, well, you know what? Let me ask the wife the first question. What's it like having him back at the house all the time now?
Well, after a couple days, he's ready to go back into Manhattan.
Yes, she's more comfortable when I'm out working. I think I'll put it, call it like it is. She says, get out there and play the piano, and she's right. I feel the best doing that too.
I think you are, and I will say this with a full scoop of honesty. When I did Letterman in 2006, the little things that you did with the music for comedians who came out, and I'll never forget this, you played Sweet Home Alabama for me, and I didn't ask for that. I don't know who told you I was from Alabama.
I used to ask the comics, but I used to do whatever I wanted for anybody else who came out. But for a comic, I thought, he's coming out to work, I'll ask him. I'm surprised I didn't ask you.
No, but you hit it on the nose, and that was something that was comforting, and that was something that made me feel good.
That's what I was hoping to do. I'm glad it worked.
What was, and I'll let you all get in here on this question, what was it like guest hosting, the times that you guest hosted for Dave?
Well, I just realized how hard his job is compared to mine. Mine is a piece of cake. The host of a show the whole show is on his back. And that's what Dave did and it's his responsibility to keep it moving, keep it short, keep the segment, whatever it is, you got it. And I play a couple. And nowadays, Sweet Home Alabama, and then I'm like, I can have a smoke and relax. It's not like that when you're the host.
Indeed. Well, he's Paul Shaffer. Your family is very lovely.
Kathy. Thanks so much.
Get on in there, enjoy yourself tonight. Now, are you playing tonight?
I got the whole Letterman band back together, and we're going to play this show as if it were an episode of Dave's show.
Oh, so the Avengers are back, people.
Yeah, the world's most dangerous band. We're back.
Did you find all the boys? Where was everybody? Did you hit like a Batman signal in the sky?
Yeah, strewn all over. I couldn't find everybody. Anton on drums. He's on the road with Joe Bonamassa and Sid McGinnis on guitar. Couldn't find him. Otherwise, everybody's here.
Done deal. Paul Shaffer, everybody. We're live from the Kennedy Center. Thank you so much. I'm going to talk to you later about that jacket. I want to know where you got it. Very good to meet you. Indeed. Thank you. Brian Doyle Murray is the greatest Cubs person that I've ever hung out with. No better man to watch a Cubs game with. Love him to death. See y'all later. Joining me now on the red carpet, this brother right here, I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple of times. Come on over here. Yo, back in my radio days, he was gracious enough to come in studio and rock with me. Mr. Jimmie, J.J. Walker now. You're here.
I'm happy that you got a show, man. I said, my God, he's on, because he was doing urban radio, and I said, they talk about the urban thing and whatever, and the dichotomy, and I said, oh my goodness, he's on the big series.
Well, you go from black radio to Daily Show sometimes.
Daily Show, wow.
Now, here's some Letterman trivia that I feel like some people know, but not as many people as they should know, is that Letterman used to work with you way back in the day. Give me the year. I don't want to tell him the year.
No, 75. I was the first guy and the only guy on this show to ever hire David Letterman. No one has ever hired David Letterman. So I'm the only guy to ever do that. I was the first guy to hire all the people on my staff, including, you can win money with this, and I know you like to always come up with some dough, the biggest and most powerful black TV and television producer in Hollywood. Who is that? The biggest black film and television producer in Hollywood.
Right now, currently. I put money on Shonda Rhimes.
You lose that money. Byron Allen.
Oh, yes, Byron Allen.
And who was the first guy to ever hire Byron Allen?
Jimmie J.J. Walker.
That's right. At 14 years old, at $100 a week. And first joke he ever wrote for me, and I can tell it to you now, you don't use it, because it's his joke, and I still do it once in a while. He said, black people, white people, much different. He says, white people go to a movie, they don't like it, they say, well, I don't like the movie, I like to get my money back. He says, black people go to a movie, they don't like, they go, I want everybody's money back. That's 14 years old.
How much did you pay David Letterman the first week that he worked for you?
$150. $150, and he worked for me for many years, got raises as we went along, and then he finally progressed to where he's out, and he gives $150 for tips now.
He is.
Go.
He's Jimmie J.J. Walker. I'm going to let him get inside. That's your good friend. Well, you know what? I'm just trying to grow, sir, and get on your level. That's all. Well, I ain't giving nobody $150. That man that was $150 in the 70s. I don't think you understand how much money. That's like paying somebody $2,000 a month, a day, a week. I don't know. But we're here on the red carpet. It is the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor here at the Kennedy Center, presented with our co-sponsor, Capital One. I'm Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show. I'll be bringing you more interviews from the red carpet as we have them. In the meantime, let's take a little bit of the footage of the people that are already here. I see Bill Murray over there. I think David Letterman's here. Let's go to the hallway. Let's see who we can see over there. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Roy Wood Jr. We are here on the Facebook Live red carpet for Capital One and the Kennedy Center. We are honoring David Letterman tonight with the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. His longtime announcer, Mr. Calter. Alan, come on over here with your lovely wife. Please step in. Oh, my goodness, great. Best dressed already. Very good to meet you. Becky, how are you doing? Peggy, I'm sorry.
I call her Becky, too. I didn't even tell you to say that.
So, in your time working with Dave, what would you say was his biggest influence on other comedians that came on his show?
Well, first of all, he's extremely funny and he's extremely real. And that real shows through. He's got a great deal of heart. He wanted the best show around because he's a perfectionist. And yet, when a mistake occurred, which there were a lot of mistakes, he took advantage of it because of the brain that he has, because he was able to think so fast. We didn't care if the person that he was interviewing was brilliant, funny, not funny, dumb. We didn't care because we knew that the interview was going to be great.
All right, last question. I'll get you out of here on this.
We don't want to go. What are you
Oh, well, I'm letting you get in there and get settled. It's time to get settled.
Hey, Becky, what do you think we're doing here?
Keep it real with me.
Okay.
You hear these other announcers now? You go, terrible, right?
They're all good. They're all good. I'd never put down an
I'm just
announcer.
being so.
No.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
It was an honor and a pleasure. That's Alan Calter. Very good to meet you, Peggy, as well. You all enjoy yourselves in there. 20th annual Mark Twain Prize will be going to Mr. David Letterman, and we'll see if we can get him on the red carpet here in a second. The myth, the legend, Mr. David Letterman. First and foremost, thank you on the behalf. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, sir, and it was an honor and a pleasure to be a part of your program and to come on there and do stand-up comedy. And I feel this was 2006. Eddie Brill saw me at the Montreal Comedy Festival, brought you my footage. I was on your show 2 months later. And I'm very gracious for it. It went damn good.
And you're doing pretty well now.
I can't complain. The Daily Show helps pay the bills, and I got a kid, so I need that money. He's 18 months.
Oh, that kills me. 18 months are just about like this, and that's when you're still counting them in months.
Yeah.
And then sooner or later you'll have to give that up, and you start counting them in years, and you'll be sorry about that. And then I had to make a deal with myself. When my son turned 10, I said, okay, you have to get over being sad about him growing up. 10 is about the limit.
Now, let's be real about retirement.
Okay.
I would argue that your retirement is a retirement. Talk to me a little bit about the Netflix project and everything that you're trying to do with Al Franken.
It's a good question. I especially like this. When I was on television, terrestrial broadcast television, excuse me, we did 6,000 shows. The deal that I have now with the good people at Netflix is 6 shows. You do the math. We just did 1 right here. Now I only got 5 left.
So it's just quick and simple.
Yeah, that's right.
Does that come from a desire to remain, even if it's just a toe into what you used to do? Because I feel like the argument I make is that comedians never retire.
Well, I think you're right about that. No, what it is on the talk shows, as you know, you are asked to prepare 2, 3, or 4 minute segments, and I just got tired of the time limitation. So now we have no time limitation. So to me, that's a real benefit, because I don't know what happened, but I can't stop talking. So that's good.
Are you aware? And I say this with all honesty, are you aware of the fingerprint you left on comedy in America?
No.
And I'm not saying that you set out to do that.
No.
But
you know what it was? Every day we did a show, and we didn't know if it left the building, honestly. So we were just doing a show, and then at the end of 4 or 5 years, we started realizing that people were watching. But we didn't know that we were just doing a show, No, we had no projection, we had no foresight, we had no goal, we had no objective. We were just doing a show.
Last question, Mr. Letterman. What advice would you give to your 10-year-old self?
Let's see, 10 years old. Boy, that's an excellent question. When I'm 10 years old, 30-year-old
self.
Now, wait a minute, you moved it again. When I was 10, what advice would I be giving to myself? Boy, oh boy. Don't worry, everything will be all right.
Done deal. Love the suit. I think everybody was hoping that you'd have rocked the Alka-Seltzer suit from back in the day.
Well, this is a pretty nice suit you have.
He is the recipient of the 20th annual Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. This is David Letterman. We'll be honoring him tonight. Thank you so much, kind sir.
Great pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure.
Continued success.
Oh, I will try my best to live up to it.
Thank you, sir.
Indeed.
I gotta go this way?
Yeah, you got to go that way, unless you want to hang out with Al Franken. Al Franken.
I love Al Franken.
Mr. Al Franken is here.
Yes.
Now,
David.
Talk to me about you guys. Talk to me about the project real quick that you all are doing.
Well, we did a project which we made these web videos on climate change. We did a series, I think we did 5 of them. And I think Dave's coming out to Minnesota to do something like a week from now on, I believe I don't want to give it away. How's that? Understood.
What do you think, with Dave having a little more time off, a little more time to think, and clearly some of the projects that he's doing on the side are things that he wouldn't have necessarily had the time to flesh out when he was doing a show every single night. Do you think Dave at some point could pull an Al Franken and pivot into politics?
I think he could if he wanted to. I don't think he wants to. So I think he wants to do... I think he's having a good time now, and I think he feels it's now ready for him to step it up a little bit and do something semi-regular, but I think he's enjoying his life.
Do you think he would win with that beard?
I think he would win in Indiana with that beard. But we've got Joe Donnelly running for re-election, and he'd win bigger than Dave.
Understood. Well, he is Al Franken, sir. Thank you, Senator.
You bet. Thank you.
This is the Mark Twain Prize for humor. Oh, I'm not going to hold you up, man. Go on inside and enjoy yourself.
I used to be on TV. I didn't want to cross while you were... Go ahead.
It's Facebook Live. It's different rules. I'll step up like a VJ on MTV. Yeah, that was Al Franken. He just did his thing. We're going to keep looking at the red carpet. There are many more honored people that will be coming in who will be honoring Mr. Letterman this evening. 33 years in television is what we're honoring tonight in conjunction with our sponsor, Capital One. Hashtag Twain Prize. Put your questions in there. I'm going to pull a couple and ask them at some of the red carpet guests that I have. I'm Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show. Let's take a quick look at the red carpet, see what else we have out there. Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show. We are here at the Kennedy Center presenting the 20th annual Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. With me now, the president of the Kennedy Center, the wonderful, the illustrious, wonderful ensemble. Deborah Rutner is here. Deborah, talk to me about the Kennedy Center and why you all decided to start this award in the first place.
Well, I wasn't here 20 plus years ago.
Understood.
But I know the people who were. And they are not just funny people, but they are people who really care about what's going on in our world and who understand that sometimes the best way to tell a story is through a sense of humor and a good joke. And so 20 years ago, about this weekend, we had our first Mark Twain Prize event. It was small. They had to beg people to come. And now it is so big, we have a waiting list of people for years who want to be able to come. It's really important for us to understand and recognize that these individuals, these comics, these comedians are artists, and that's why they have a home here at the Kennedy Center. And we're thrilled. We have a huge footprint for comedy here at the center.
Mm-hmm. I know. I've been a part of it.
You do.
I've had an opportunity to do shows with the Daily Show correspondent as well. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
As always.
Have fun tonight.
Oh, I will do my best. And that's it. That is absolutely. That will be Monday, November 20th on PBS. You can watch the David Letterman ceremony as he receives the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm about to get ready to get inside and watch this wonderful event myself. I'm Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show. Feel free to follow me on all social media, but more importantly, use the hashtag Twain Prize to connect with everything that is going on with this wonderful ceremony. And for those of you that are interested in learning more about comedy at the Kennedy Center, you can log on online at kennedy-center.org. kennedy-center.org. One more time, thank you to our co-sponsor, Capital One, and everything that they've done to help bring this Mark Twain Prize to life. That's it for me. I'm done. I'm going inside. David Letterman, what's up, man?